Well, ladies and dudes, it's that time once again for another top 5 list that nobody has never done before. And this top 5 list is way too hard for me to explain. And it has something to do with our favorite characters who had a short-lived moment. Yeah, that's pretty darn short. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobop 1987. This is my review for today. And today I have no review, ladies and dudes. But for today's list, ladies and dudes, I gotta do another top 5 list that nobody has never done before. And you could say it's the most difficult one of all. What else I could say? So, for my latest top 5 list of the day is the top 5 of which movie moments that is very short-lived. For all the characters that we all know and love who had a short-lived moment for whatever reason it will be. A short-lived friendship or a short-lived relationship, or a character getting a spotlight in the story, or this character did not have much of a role in it. It's very darn short, if you know what I mean. Hard for me to say. So, without further ado, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my top 5 of which movie moments that is very darn short-lived for all the characters that we all known and loved who had a short-lived spotlight moment. And yes, I do have a couple of honorable mentions. I only got 3 honorable mentions. Uncle Tom, we only seen him in the cave scene from Castle in the Sky. I wish we could get to know more of this character because this guy is pretty darn interesting and he's very fun to watch. But sadly, the only time we got to know this character is that he likes to live in the cave. And he's very darn poor. And he's one of these characters who believes that Laputa exists. That's for sure. Brandon and Ashley's short-lived friendship from Secret to Kill. Yeah, I love Brandon and Ashley. I wish they were a couple. But sadly, their friendship is very short-lived. They only knew each other for like a couple of days or so. I haven't seen the movie for a while. Maybe one day I'll go back and rewatch that beautiful Irish film. That's very darn beautiful to look at. And Sally, poor Jasmine, the lioness, she didn't get much of a role from the second-hand lions. I really want to get to know this lioness. She's such a sweetheart, and I really want to see more character development and chemistry that she had with her cub, Walter. She believes that Walter is her cub. You know, like a mother, unlikely mother and son relationship. But that director guy did not add any more parts in it, and that really does suck. Big time. And sadly, I only got one dishonorable mention. It's Brian and Lenny's relationship from Taken 3. I really hate that subplot for that movie is that Brian and Lenny are just going to continue on being friends and not have a relationship. And they decided to kill her in the film. What the heck is wrong with those idiot screenwriters? They screwed up the most important foreshadowing moment I have ever seen in movie history, and now they ruined it. I hope that Taken 3, the redo story, will fix that major problem. That's for sure. And now, let's get on with the list. Oh, what type of moments I found that was short-lived for us? Okay. Coming at number 5, we only know a little bit about the Saiyan race from Dragon Ball Super Broly. I wish I could get to know more of a storyline for the Saiyan race in that Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. We only know just a little bit of it. We found out that those poor Saiyans became slaves to Frieza, and Frieza wants them to do his dirty work. They lost their will to be free, and I wish there was more moments that we could see in this film. But, you know, Kira Toriyama, I hope that I got that dude's name right. He did make a 3-hour script, but he decided to do like 1 hour and 40 minutes of the story. So I think there's some deleted scenes that was missing from the Saiyan race's story. Something we should have got to know more of, since we only know a little bit about it. So I picked that moment at number 5. Coming at number 4 has to go to poor Lord Aoshi. Did not get much of a role from Rurouni Kenshin the Final. If you have done your homework very, very carefully about the Onishi arc, Lord Aoshi did have a big role in the story, and he did help our heroes to take care of some of the major problems that's going on in Tokyo, Japan, here and there, and also the main finale of the story. But Sally in the final, he did not get much of a role in there. He did try to help out some of the people here and there in Tokyo, Japan, you know, that's having a lot of trouble with their homes and it's going to be caught on fire. And he did rescue a couple of people here and there. But Sally, that poor guy, got injured for some unknown reason. And he didn't show up in the finale. And that truly sucks. Big time. So I wish Lord Aoshi should have got a little bit more of a role for Rurouni Kenshin the Final. And that's why it has to be at number 4. Coming at number 3 goes to Jimmy and Michael's most shortest relationship as father and son from Run All Night. A very underrated Liam Neeson film that we will never forget in movie history. We got a really good movie that's all about a tragic father and son story, where these two guys have to run for their lives. They have to try to hide themselves and try to get rid of that bad guy who had ruined their lives for such a long time. And it sucks that Jimmy died at the close to the end point in the movie. And it sucks that Michael had never got to know his father that much, since he kept one picture of him at the end of the film. I wish I could say more about that important moment. I haven't watched Run All Night for a while. Maybe one day I'll go back and rewatch that film that featured a really sad, tragic father and son story. So I decided to put that moment at number 3. And coming at number 2 is Jubei and Kagero. They only knew each other for one whole day from Ninja Scroll. If you watch the whole movie very carefully about these two amazing main characters of the film, they only have one single adventure together in one whole day. And they only knew each other for a short period of time. I feel bad for them. Well, if you watch Ninja Scroll, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, I have nothing else to say for number 2. And finally, the number 1 of which movie moment that was short-lived the most. And this guy, I wish he had a little bit more of a role for the near end of Spider-Man No Way Home. if Doctor Strange haven't ruined it for him. Well, you know which character I'm talking about. So for number 1 is Dr. Octopus became a hero for the very first time, but Sally, it was short-lived in Spider-Man No Way Home. I gotta tell you the truth right now about Dr. Octopus. He became the only villain character who does have a storyline in the whole entire film. Out of the 5 villains. I will say Electro's storyline was okay. I know everybody loves the Green Goblin, but Sally had the weakest and most disappointing storyline I have ever seen in film history. Since they didn't flesh out this character that much, but maybe a little bit. And yeah, poor Sandman, Lizardman, they had no storyline at all. They were just there in the film. But as for Dr. Octopus, he's the only character who does have a storyline from start to finish. And he's the only character who's very well fleshed out and well developed. And his storyline is truly near perfect. I will say, yes, it is true. If you pay attention to this film, there was a part where he did save the 2 Spider-Man dudes' life from almost being electric to death by Electro. And since he finally got the arc reactor back and just put the cure thing on Electro's chest. But the saddest part about the storyline for Dr. Octopus is he's starting to become a hero for the very first time. And he needs to deserve a little bit more to it. But thanks to Doctor Strange, he ruined it. There was one part of the movie where, since Dr. Octopus did the rightful thing of protecting Doctor Strange from almost being killed by the Green Goblin's, one of those sharp thingy-majigs, there was a part where Dr. Octopus used his metal claws, his metal arms, tried to pull the Green Goblin back, back to the other side, but then here comes Doctor Strange using that magic rope thingy and get the box back, but he did not know that that one of those pumpkin bomb thingies is in the box. So I think there was a part where Doctor Strange is being so darn disrespectful to Dr. Octopus. After all, he did save his life after all, and what he did in return is he's trying to get the box back for him, but he's the one who got it. But it's a good idea if I made an ultimate ending of Spider-Man No Way Home where Dr. Octopus deserves a little bit more of a role in the story, and maybe he could be a good team member to all 3 of the Spider-Man dudes. And since Dr. Octopus is way more of a good member to the Spider-Man dudes, being a good team member, and maybe he could try to help out our heroes out, take care of the last villain once and for all, then Doctor Strange. What else I could say about that? So, Dr. Octopus had a short-lived moment becoming a hero, deserves to be the number 1 a witch movie moment that was pretty darn short-lived for all of us. That's for sure. That is it, ladies and dudes. Those were my top 5 a witch movie moments that's pretty darn short-lived for our characters. And tell me, ladies and dudes, what is your most important movie moment that you have ever seen your whole entire life? For a character, it doesn't matter if it's a main character or a supporting character, whoever. These characters have a very short-lived moment that ever happened in movie history. Well, whichever it is, leave a comment there and let me know. And join me next time for more videos to come. If I'll ever get going on some more movie reviews, Top Terror 5 lists, quick videos, short videos, you name it, for April. If you know what I mean. So that's it for now. I'll see you guys later, and sayonara.